Welcome to the danger zone. We're here.
Danger zone!
We took the highway to the danger zone. We took the exit, got on the service road.
And passed at my boys.
Yeah.
And took our breath away. And we have the goose stashes. Or at least you do. I have whatever the heck this is.
Yes. What may honestly be the movie of the summer.
I think you're absolutely... Besides Thor,
Yeah.
which will probably make more money just because it's Marvel, this movie is like, as we just talked off camera, people our age and also the past two generations are going to be seeing this movie.
Yeah. We're talking about Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Let's think. Legacy sequel. It's been like 30 plus years.
Yep.
COVID, while still very much a thing,
Yes.
people are feeling more comfortable. They're feeling vaccinated. They're going out to the theaters. And this is like the one that people were like, oh, absolutely, I'm going to see that.
I don't know anyone that doesn't at least acknowledge that Top Gun is huge.
Yeah.
And they at least like it.
Yeah.
Like
Hey.
even my fiance, who's like not really into action movies, she was like, I like that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Tom Cruise, man. Directed by Joseph Kosinski.
It is.
He directed the Tron sequel. Underrated. Don't even talk to me about it. What?
Oblivion, right?
He directed Oblivion.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of music videos. And Oblivion, now he's back with Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick. You got Tom Cruise. Of course.
Yeah, obviously.
You've got Val Kilmer.
Oh, man. Oh, yes.
You've got Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, Lewis Pullman, just so many other people.
Ed Harris, John Hamm.
Ed Harris, John Hamm. A man, I cannot think of his name, but he is a dang delight. Huge cast,
Yes.
huge movie.
Jennifer
Connelly. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So, if you don't know what this movie's about, Maverick, he is still a captain. He is still chasing that need for speed.
Yes, he's still treating his superiors like trash.
Yep. And he is forced to go back to Top Gun, where he was kicked out of being an instructor years ago,
Which was
following the sequel.
like off camera.
Following the original, yes. He is there. He is now in charge of training former Top Gun classes to do this insane mission.
It could be North Korea. It could be Russia.
Who knows? It's somewhere, though.
And the big thing in this movie is they are actually in the jets.
Yeah.
And they shot over 500 hours of footage because they had like 15 cameras around them in the cockpit as they were doing all these crazy things. They're actually doing that. And that is insane to me.
We'll talk about, because there's some story things I want to talk about, but yeah, that's, I think, the biggest thing in this movie. It looks awesome.
Oh, man.
It sounds awesome.
Go see it in the biggest theater you can.
Please.
Because it is meant, like, there's a reason why Tom Cruise was like, I'm not putting this on streaming services. I haven't felt that way in an action movie in a while because it's just so unusual to see real actors with their faces contorted from all the G's that they're pulling.
Let's talk about Tom Cruise. Let's talk about Maverick.
Okay. What about him?
I mean, what'd you think? I mean, this is a character that's old. This isn't an Ethan Hunt character that we've seen like progress over time. This is just, hey, you saw him in '86 and now it's 2022.
This is the role that made Tom Cruise.
So, I mean, what
he is Tom Cruise.
I find myself just like loving like his character, like just kind of like where he starts, the fact that, you know, so many other people would have been like, no, Maverick's a dang admiral, all right? And he's going to start at the top. And it's just like that.
He's a loser.
He's a loser. And he's not cool. Like, it's like, he's a loser. No one knows who he is. I mean, they know his reputation. They know of him. But they don't know. They couldn't be like, that's Maverick. You know, it's like, he's a washed up kind of loser. And I love that. And it's because he's selfish. And then, you know, things happen in this movie where he has to make decisions where it really is about him, like, I don't know, accepting a legacy versus just trying to do the next big legacy thing. Not much of a plot there. Actually, it's a plot. But, you know, I found myself loving that it was like, hey, you're training for a mission. It's not like you going back to Top Gun and just teaching random kids. It's like, this is a real mission. And you're trying to pass on your experience. And how do you do that? It's like they knew what they walked in and they said, this has to be a great movie. This has to be a great experience. And we're not going to settle for less. And I love that. I love the new cast. I think they're all fantastic.
They're all great. And my favorite part is with all these legacy sequels that have been coming up is like, especially with Ghostbusters, you don't see the 80s characters nearly as much. Maverick is definitely the main character.
Oh, yeah.
You see, like, Tom Cruise is in almost every scene.
But it's also that, like, and again, I hope there's not a sequel. I don't want there to be a sequel. I don't think they set up for a sequel. But it's like, there is, like, but your newer characters aren't, like, annoying and aren't, like, just, you're like, oh, I wish that they were not here. I want to see, because you're getting so much Tom Cruise, but you're also getting, like, Miles Teller is great. You know, he's Miles Teller, but, like, Glenn Powell is fantastic. You know, he's just, like, all of them. I know them more about their call signs now, but like all of them hit so well.
The one thing that I didn't like, well, there's a couple things, but the big one is the same with the original movie, the schmaltzy romance. I personally don't care.
I think you're crazy.
I kept wanting to get to the next scene.
I was also like, oh, okay, Jennifer Connelly. I wonder if they're just gonna kind of what her character will be and but like her character helps the plot, like helps Maverick's kind of arc.
I mean, she helps him like mature.
But it's
I guess.
like that. You have like like there's history there. It's not like him just being like, hey, you're pretty.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
get
like,
out of here.
there's history. It's all like, it's very. I thought it was kind of awkward because like everything was off screen.
I just think it's a almost a perfectly executed movie. It's got a perfect amount of cheese.
It is incredibly cheesy, and I'm okay with that.
You know, this is like Tom Cruise. This is like peak Tom Cruise. This is. I just don't know what's going to top this until the next Mission Impossible movie for me.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah. I think we need to give it how many
whatever
these things out of 10 would you give it?
I would give this 8.5 these things out of 10. All the schmaltziness of the story that didn't exactly work for me, it's all made up by how insanely awesome the dogfighting scenes are. Like, that's what you come to see the movie for. You want to see Tom Cruise and others get their faces all contorted for pulling all those G's, and they do. It's awesome. It's wonderful. Glorious 80s cheese.
Oh, I'm going to give this 9.5 of these things. I love this movie. I'm not even a huge original Top Gun fan. I enjoy it. It's fun to put on. You fall asleep during like the middle 30 minutes, but it's like it's this movie. It just blows me away. And Lady Gaga
did make the music,
and it's so good. And it's just like it's the perfect, really like nostalgia and summer blockbuster. It is honestly like up there with Scream for legacy sequels of like one of the best for me. That is just like that's how you do it. That's how you nail it.
Oh crap! There's one more thing I was gonna say. I already forgot it. Whatever you're gonna do.
Un esercito di pro